No.
All right, we will now move on to the agenda. Do you have any modifications, comments, questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion on the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We have Rick.
Aye.
Okay, thanks. All right, delegations, Mr. Peterson.
I have none this evening, Mr. Skipper.
All right. Moving right along then to the proposed consent agenda. Any comments or questions in this section?
None for me.
Move to approve the proposed consent agenda?
I will second the approval of the proposed consent agenda.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great, public comments. Do we have any public comments out there?
Or any public.
Still looking around?
Make sure not any.
No electronic?
We have no
All
electronic.
right, we'll move on to principal reports, substituting for elementary, Mr. Henry.
Here we go.
Absolutely. So Lisa Upton volunteered me for this job. She told me to use my best voice possible, but I'm not going to. So you guys all have this. All of our certified staff has been hired. They're looking to hire some paras. We're going through that this week. Mr. Davidson will actually be talking about the district-wide teacher training and services that are coming up. Their theme for this year, elementary, is charting our course, navigating the future of Kaibi Elementary. Meet the Teacher Night is scheduled for Tuesday, August 20th from 5:30 to 7. Be held in conjunction with the middle school open house, back to school night.
Oh, yeah, just a moment.
Yes,
Meet the teacher, August 20th, 5:30 to 7.
yes, what it
Thank you.
says, yes. It'll be held in conjunction with the middle school open house, back to school night. They also look forward to seeing families who can attend. And then they want to make sure that everybody had a wonderful summer to embark on the 24-25 school year. Remember that we are here to support our journey to growth and learning. Together we can achieve great things and make this school year the best for everyone. Thank you for all your support, dedication, and hard work. Here's to a fantastic school year. And now I would like to introduce our new middle school unbelievable principal, Mr. Davidson.
All right, good evening, President Skipper, members of the board, Superintendent Peterson. We got a lot going on at the middle school. You might have heard that we've got a new principal. That's me, so a lot of change. Maybe not a lot of change at the beginning, but a lot of new learning for me as I learned the system and try to kick off a brand new school year with also a new counselor. So it's two-headed snake leading this middle school a little bit blindly, but what's awesome is there's a lot of good people in that building and they've been helping out and chipping in, and it's been awesome. So we're excited to continue this middle school program and engage our students in rigorous and fun educational experiences. We also have all of our certified staff hired. All of our classes have a certified teacher, and we're currently exploring the possibility or evaluating the possibility of a potential additional resource room para for our IEP students. What's really cool, we've got a brand new program, brand new, implementing this year, CTE, Career and Technical Education. And we're gonna use the Paxton Patterson Lab Kits as our curriculum. We've met with the rep a number of times, both in person and via teleconference. The kits are on order. They're gonna be here before school starts. If they're not here on day one, we do have a plan. But this is a great opportunity for all of our 7th grade students to engage in this CTE curriculum and get their hands dirty, hands-on, career-focused kits and experiences to help them start envisioning a successful future. We're super stoked. And that, like Mr. Henry was saying, we are getting ready to kick off our district-wide teacher in-service days beginning August 20th. And all three schools have similar topics. They might deviate a little bit on topic for their building directed hours, but all of the schools are going to be going through some TPEP and student growth goal training. Updated district internet technology and software programs. Safe schools online modules, special ed law updates, student discipline law updates. We'll do some looking at our English language development strategies and our WIDA scores and start planning as part of our goals for the year, how to improve student learning for those subgroups of subgroup populations. We've got math, big ideas, and our common lit curriculum training specifically at the middle school. And math is also applicable to the elementary school. And then all of our schools will be working on mission, vision, culture, and building directed procedures. One of the last items, we are at the middle school, Tuesday, August 20th, from 5 to 7, having our orientation night. That's a great time for all of our students to come in, meet their staff, check out their laptops, pay fees, receive their schedules. It's a great opportunity for us to welcome our families into our building and let them see inside the brick and mortar walls. And they can get a better picture of what their kids are doing all day and where they're at. So I'll just touch on athletics. That middle school sports practices start August 27th. We've got people registering, but I'll defer more details on the athletic programs. Hanson when he has his chance. So thank you for supporting us. We're ready to roll this year.
Welcome, thank you.
Oh, and now, not Lisa, but the high school principal, King Bear, Clay Henry.
So one of the things I want to do is thank the district for allowing us to go to a MTSS conference down at Wazoo Pullman a couple weeks ago. To be honest, a lot of the stuff that we learned was really picking his brain. He comes with a wealth of information on building success. If you've heard about all the success that they've had in Sunnyside, he was there as a teacher and administrator and keeping those things going. I'm really excited to pull a lot of the stuff out of his head and how they did some things. Some of the stuff they talk about is all hands on deck, which is what we do anyhow in our school to get as many kids graduating as we can. So there's other things that we want to implement that he has a lot of knowledge about. We have two new high school teachers. We have an English teacher and a special ed teacher. Mr. Murrow is coming to us from Oregon, and Mr. Fleming is coming to us from Othello. And you might remember that name because he is also our football coach. What was a really great compliment was Mrs. Gillen and I interviewed him when we got down. We're okay. What do you think? Because I try to let the people who were with me interviewing tell me what they think and everything. She was like, "Dang it!" I said, "What?" She goes, "I wish I was teaching again." I said, "Why?" And she said, "Because he's going to be unbelievable. The kids are going to love him." And so that's really a great pat on his back on just a short 45-minute to an hour interview that he was able to give so much about himself and how he cares about kids and the movement that we're going to make. I think is going to be incredible. And so we're really excited about that. We have our freshman orientation on Wednesday, the 21st, 4:30 to 6:30. Mr. Fleming is going to be taking over our leadership. And so he gets to do football and leadership. He knows that already. We're talking, going through all that stuff. At 6:30, from 6 to 6:30 is usually when the administration talks to all the parents and goes through some basic things and how we care. We want to make sure their kids are successful. We're always available and all that kind of stuff. That's just for our new students who want to come, then our freshmen. And on Friday, the 23rd, we bring in the seniors, then the juniors, then the sophomores. We do it in that order because the seniors want to pick their parking spot. That's really why they come in. because the schedules are online. It used to be that you have a schedule, but not anymore. And then the juniors do the sophomores, obviously. Other than that, we're excited just for the new school year. I'm always excited, you know, Kyrie's got great kids, got great families. We have a lot of great things going on. And every year it's always just exciting just to get into the whole thing. One of the things that I'm looking at doing this year is going to purchase a cart, put my computer on it, and my goal is to be in the hallways at least 3 days a week, all the time. That's my goal, okay? So I can be in the classrooms, I can be in the hallway, when the bell rings, I'm just standing there. You know, I mean, I think it'll stop a lot of the kids kind of leaking out of classes. It'll hold kids a little bit more accountable, like where's your hall pass, all that kind of stuff. I'll be in the back of the classes. I'm not supervising, I'm helping them supervise to make sure that, you know, they know that I'm supporting them and I'm available. Obviously, I will go to the office if something needs to get accomplished, but my goal is to be out in the classrooms and in the hallways for 3 days a week. Okay, does anyone have any questions?
No, thank you and good luck.
Awesome, thank you very much, I'm excited. Oh, Dirk Hansen, Dirkalicious, as we like to call him.
Because ready for us.
It's really good to see everybody. I'm super excited for the school year. I'm ready to go, and I certainly hope my coaches are. I can't wait for kids to get back in the building. That's part of our school. Just a few things. We've switched over from Pixelat/NFHS Huddle for a couple of reasons. Huddle is a better product. Nothing against Pixelat and NFHS. We simply just had bad luck with it. Reliability of games being broadcasted at the right time, and so and tech support with Pixelat and NFHS was spotty. It was difficult to navigate, and so Huddle. We're hoping that Huddle eliminates most of that. We'll be able to get tech support right on the spot with Huddle. We have 2 cameras, one going into the gymnasium right now, and then another one out of the stadium. Those are the 2 main locations, but we can, for example, all of our coaches now can live stream games. For example, Coach Arturo out here, you can put an iPad out there and we can live stream a baseball game. Same thing with Stephanie, softball games, track. We can, just because they don't have a camera there doesn't mean they can't use another device. Free of charge. You can simply download the app on your phone, which I already have. I can click on the app and watch the game. It's that simple. And it hasn't been that simple in the past. And so we're hoping that Huddle improves our opportunities to promote our sports programs. Easy Film Exchange also, and it also cross-pollinates over in the Max Preps, which is another database that a lot of people look at. It's just a lot more user-friendly. Fall sports promotion, hey, we're ready to go. We've been promoting through Final Forms, our district website. ESD 123 has sent out some nice stuff with start dates and practice times. Parent Square, the Kona Bears fan page on Facebook. Both reader boards have been updated, first day of school, first practices, all that. Our coaches are doing a good job of contacting kids. Hey, don't forget, get signed up, we're ready to go. Our 12 sport athlete board that I talked about last year, it's up. It's up in the hallway, and I've got 7 plaques coming. Now I know there's a lot more than 7 people in the history of our school that play 12 sports, but these are the ones that I currently know of. And so I figure once I get that up, they'll start coming out of the woodwork. So if you get time, stop by and take a look at it. It's just to the left of the concession stand. So when you're standing in line to get concessions for basketball, wrestling, and volleyball, you can look up there. You can see Mackenzie Burgess, the years, the sports that she played as an example. So I look forward to continuing to add to that throughout the year. And then find those people who won 12 sport athletes. The whole purpose behind that is we're a small school. We need kids to play more than just one sport, not to be selective. We want to get them all out. Let's see, all schedules and most of the winter schedules are done on our website. Middle school schedules will be finalized after September 5th. That's when we have our middle school AD meeting. We typically don't do finalize our middle school schedules until we get a warm body count. Because we're never sure, the numbers go up and down for all schools every year. Sometimes we have 2 football teams, sometimes 1 as an example. So we'll get those finalized and up website as soon as we have that meeting. Main gym conference boards and wall has been updated with our new 19 conference. Now we're minus Toppenish and LaSalle, and we've added Kashmir, and so we're just a 9-team conference. There's no more East and West, as you know, and so that's been updated in the gym. So, and I'll keep those updated throughout the year where we are standings wise in volleyball and basketball. Coach Fleming, Coach Gonzalez, and Coach Rob have had the weight room open all summer. Coach Fleming in the morning, we've averaged everywhere from 12 to 15 kids every day. That's great for us. It's a start. Is it what is it our goal? No, but we had to start somewhere, and we've averaged those kids throughout the year, and good numbers in the evening for volleyball as well. And coaches have been pitching in, assistant coaches as well. Like Coach Thornton has been there almost every day as well. Coaches working hard, getting our kids in the best condition that they can. August 26th, I know you guys have a board meeting. I'll be having our all sports coaches meeting in the Commons on that night, and it's all coaches throughout the district. It's a big night to get us all off to a good start. I want to make sure that the coaches and the kids have a great experience throughout the year. And a couple of questions are going to be posed to the coaches. Number one, how are you going to coach your team? Okay, that's a question that they're going to be asked. And we're going to be working on developing and polishing our coaching philosophies. And to be a better coach, you know, we've really got to look inside ourselves first to become a better version of ourselves so we can help kids. How are we going, a big loss or a big win? How are we going to respond when things go bad? Are we going to react or are we going to respond? These are things that I'm going to pose to my coaches. I want them to really think hard about. I enjoy, I'm a very self-deprecating person. I enjoy sharing all I like to call it my 31 years of mistakes. And I share that with my coaches to help them avoid some of the pitfalls that I've gone through as a coach, especially a young coach. The biggest two themes that I'm going to talk about at our coaches meeting that I'm going to share with all of our coaches, middle school, high school, is the difference between being a transactional coach and a transformational coach. Two completely different things. I know it's easy to get caught up in wins. We've got to beat this team. We've got to make it to state. We've got to do all those things. That is an example of transformational character development. We need to start coaching the person, not the sport. Our kids really need that. We have high expectations. These kids need adults who believe in them, and they don't always get that at home, and they need that from our coaching staff. Playing to a certain standard regardless of the score. We've got to start focusing on those things. Then once we get a handle on that, the wins will come. Believe me, we want to win, but we've got to address those things first. Finally, to conclude, our fall sports parent meeting is going to be August 29th. All the coaches will be in the Commons. All parents come in. I'll get us all started, and then we'll have breakout sessions where volleyball players can go, parents can go with Coach Gonzalez again. Schedules, ask any questions that they may have for the upcoming season. You guys have any questions for me?
I don't think so. Appreciate the update.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have Mr. Castillo's report and email, so great.
Evening. I'm gonna go through a brief report of kind of what we've been able to do during when school's out period of time. I'm happy to report that we've had quite a few in-depth grounds type repairs that have been able to be completed. One big hurdle that we had going into summer was very much a large amount of our irrigation systems needed repaired, mainly at the control valves. So out of the about dozen that needed replaced or repaired, almost all of them have been repaired at this point, with one at the middle school that will be done quick. Which means we can better control water, which means we can better control how much and when and the distribution of that water on the grass. So you'll notice if you do drive around the grounds, there are some fence lines and some areas that still need addressed. Using those staff members' time to do those repairs. Those are kind of on the tail end before school starts. But you'll notice that the grass is a lot greener, and there's a lot less dead spots in many of our playing surfaces. With that, we did some pH testing on the soils and those grass areas to see what we can do to continue to keep the grass healthy and to not have to dump funds in areas that aren't gonna help it as well as it should. So with that, we've actually been able to cut back applications of fertilizer and weed control. Really all we need to do before winter is, we'll call it a weed and feed and a little bit of pre-emergent to control some of the weeds, which will actually be a lot less than what we've done in some years past from what I can tell. So I'm really excited about that because I think we get that cycle in play, the fields will look better longer, less dramatic repairs and watering. As far as maintenance goes and custodial, there were a ton of classrooms that got moved at the elementary school just with, you know, teaching adjustments, who's teaching where and location proximities of classrooms that the principals laid out. So with that, we had a large amount of classrooms that had to be moved. Some teachers have been in the room so long time. And so when everything comes out of the room, it's a very good opportunity to make a lot of in-depth repairs and deep cleaning that probably has been harder to do with someone in that classroom. So we're really happy that a lot of that's been done. A lot of the elementary classrooms look and feel a lot better. We were able to apply a new product on the gym floors of the high school and the middle school. We're going to call it a micro layer floor coating. So instead of a full resand and refinish, what it is basically, I'm going to compare it to like a gel coat or a clear coat that you use painting or woodworking, where a gym surface gets a lot of dings and scuffs over it being played on, gym class, anything going on in the gym. So what this micro layer does is it goes over the top of the clear coat after we do a good scuff and rough it up with a Scotch-Nite pad on a scrubber or any of those types of tools that do that. And this layer goes down and fills all those little micro cracks, micro divots, swirls, anything that is an imperfection in the surface, where it brings back the glossy finish, it protects the floor from any of the normal wear and tear. The plus with this is it costs a lot less than a full resand and refinish, and our staff can do it themselves. We don't have to hire that out. We can probably get away with doing it twice a year rather than trying to do one big sand and refinish of summer. So that'll keep the floors looking better longer. It'll protect the floors longer, and we can probably do that for an extended period of time. I've talked to other community colleges that use this product. Gonzaga uses this product on their boards. It's a very good quality product. If you do it often enough, it saves you the really expensive big sand and refinishes later. So looks good, probably will help us in the long run. Some things we still need to do maintenance wise here at the beginning of school, into the school years, we do have some exterior building repairs and paint touch up that some will be done before school starts. Some of it will be towards the beginning of school, but it will get done. We did launch a new work order management system. I mentioned that before in one of my last reports. We actually did a training this morning with some directors, administrators, and office managers, and really excited about that. Even after the brief training this morning, I've already got a really good inundate of work orders that people see things and they know it needs done. And so it sounds bad, but I get excited about that because that means we're going to be able to get on top of more things and prepare more things. If you don't know it's broken, it's really hard to fix it. Transportation wise, we were able to successfully complete all the bus maintenances that we needed to on all of the normal route buses. Standard transportation vehicles, same thing, normal routine maintenances, oil changes, fluid change outs. We did receive a new sped bus, which I'm also very excited about. We, Mr. Rob, myself, and Mona worked really hard at identifying what we could do to make that work. And we got, I'll just say it this way, a very, very extremely good deal on that sped bus, where we knew it was a need very soon. And the deal fell in our lap where it was a very good opportunity for us. So it's a very nice sped bus. I'm really excited that we'll be able to better transport and safely transport those students. Better curbside service for sure. We have a couple new drivers in transportation. One passed their CDL testing out of the two already, and the other will be scheduled probably next week. So we'll have more drivers, which means less stress and transportation, more normal staffing. Those are my big highlights there. Then we do have in-service for our bus drivers next week. We do that in conjunction with the Richland School District, where it's a very thorough follow through of all the things bus drivers are supposed to know and supposed to do, including emergency exits, jumping out of buses, things like that. Any questions?
Did we do both of the Jim Forest Middle School and high school with that?
We did, yeah. And even with one layer on that, with that product, I got a lot of compliments in the high school already. I think with a little bit more practice with more staff and a little bit more routine, it'll even be easier and continue to look really, really good.
Awesome. Good,
Great.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Reed.
Jennifer.
Start off with summer meals, breakfast and lunch this year. Went good, mostly had summer school kids, but that's okay. It is what it is. Kids get here if they can. We had some outside kids, a lot of siblings of the kids that are going to summer school, but it went good. We are getting Healthy Pro, the computer program, hopefully through US Foods. This year it will do production records. I can put our menu on it. It'll have all the nutritionals on it. The parents will be able to get on, look at it, see what they're having, the nutritionals on it and everything. Hopefully all that all works out. I haven't got it all. They said it's offered, but that's as far as we're getting. I'm hoping it works out and we get it before school starts. We got approved for the fruit and vegetable program again. I had some money left over from last year, so we'll start that in September this year instead of October. And we are having a new meal application. It's called SNEEP. It kind of puts the survey and the free and reduced meal application together in one. So the parents will have that to fill out this year. And then I think that's about it so far. Any questions?
Fully staffed,
Yes,
perfect.
pretty much. Minus some camping TV coming up a little bit, but yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, is David in the building? Mike Kramer.
I'll try to time that just right.
Wow. And through the door.
Like a sitcom.
We're doing some Kramer type pieces.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is our report for the summer. Right now, we have 119 tickets closed. It's pretty low for us, but I turned my team from ticket based to project based. So we kind of don't look at the ticketing system for a week or two and do what we got to do. Right now we have an open ticket count of 98, which is pretty high, but we'll get that before school starts. We're going to start transitioning into tickets. So big thing for the teachers and the students is our last school there. We're finally going to unleash it for the staff. We have training with the with the MS and the HS next week. And that's the student monitoring software. They will utilize those pretty good stuff. One of the public facing things, the big thing is the website. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's very awesome looking. I have to thank Amelia, Emily, Molly, and Elena. They did the brunt of the work, and it's a lot of work. There's not a system where you can just plop it in. It's a lot of manual stuff. So I got to give them props. Part of that platform for the new website is our mass communications parent square, where students will get our teachers will be able to text and send out mass text for student services, operations, superintendent message, everything. We finished all that. We had our initial training for principals and office managers today. And we're going to be teaching the teachers next week. High school wood shop is complete. Those all ones are very pretty to look at. They're really fast, so pretty excited for show that to use.
Great.
Summer projects, some of the just, I don't want to say random, but just one-offs that we don't normally do. We had an additional camera to the ES. additional horn for the ES, like Mr. Reed was saying, Reed was saying. There's a lot of ES moves for the teachers. We have to make sure everything's computers are where they went, and for the most part, we're done. We have 90% done. We're missing a laptop, so we'll find it.
It's out there
Just
somewhere.
one.
It's there. I'll find it when we do. Mr. Hanson was talking about the huddle cameras. Yes, they are awesome. Support already has helped me tremendously. Not to say anything about Pixelot, but I've never had a support where I've had to text people. They literally told me, do not call, text. Very strict, but the new systems are physically in. We just gotta get them network and then get them. So, good to go. Food service, we had some boxes we need to fix from the Swagger. We're building a nice little cage for us, and they're pretty awesome, so. Like I said, I dare the kids to hit the box, but we'll protect it. Some other just standard maintenance stuff that we do, make sure all the computers in the charging stations are updated. The teacher stations have been updated, all the computer labs have been updated. Server room maintenance, that's all physical, we've actually blown it out, and make sure everything's, there's no dust in there. Cool thing we've learned about Ricardo, which is our camera system, they offer free cover replacements. So we're gonna slowly but surely refresh all our covers. We tried buffing and sanding, so they just keep it pretty awesome. Looking ahead, one of our pieces, I know we tried to get ready for the beginning of the school year, but weren't able to, was the Final Form. That's our online registration. And it was kind of a mixture of, we weren't able to get the right documents from our staff, and then at the same time, Final Form was just lagging a little bit with their support. No problems, they're pretty busy this time of year. So what we've decided, Mr. Peterson has decided, we're gonna use that for semester 2. So we're gonna finish building it out, and then semester 2, once the new students come in, office managers and everyone will start utilizing it. So for next year, we'll have, it'll be rocking and rolling. So, and on top of that, staff will have enough experience, so it'll be a lot smoother than if we were to rush it right now. Responsible use policy, that's something I'm gonna get done, probably within this week, just for the computers. Whenever we check out a device to a student, we make sure they know the roles and responsibilities for it. Updating that piece. On top of that, an updated parts list, so in the event they break out a keyboard, they know the cost and stuff like that. Another thing Mr. Peterson's been pushed for is the generative AI policy. Still working on it, sir. It's 6 months. It's gonna be really powerful. Very, very cool stuff with that stuff. Surplus, Mr. Kringle is gonna be helping me. He's got a staff member who's going to help me out to actually get out to the Connex and start telling me stuff. So we have it all listed. It's just a matter of getting out there and physically putting it on. Getting it there. Another thing that's just we're looking ahead into the school year, and all these things. Okay, I'm gonna read first. The server maintenance, the testing software, these can get pushed into the school year, so they're not as pressing. We're still gonna be very functional and good to go. So, but we're gonna be updating all our servers to 22. Which is the newest OS, which is gonna be awesome. We're also gonna do some printer server updates, meaning we're gonna be changing the way the printers look to the teachers, so that way they don't have to ask us to connect to the printer. We're gonna give a process doc, hey, this is what you do, click on it, and then we rock it. So we're gonna try to stream that as easy as possible. And then, like I said, the testing software, I believe Mr. Beecham, Jamar Beecham, he's 50% done. And we don't test for another month and a half, so he's really on top of it. He knows the rhythm of it, so we should be good. So that is my questions.
Good progress. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, David.
All right, and we have the special services report in our email as well, so we'll move on to new business. Mr. Peterson, are we doing item A here?
Mr. Burton was not able to make it to this evening. I will get Mr. Burton rescheduled. I will share with the board that the I-82 subdivision is moving along in a much quicker pace than either Mayor Burton or myself foresaw. The project, at least at this point, looks like it is going to be completely financed by D.H. Horton. Who plans to come in and bid on the entire project, meaning 900 to 1,000 homes they would be responsible for. The real important piece is that we knew this was coming at some point, and one of the things that I've asked Mayor Burton and the staff is to see if there's any way possible that we could at least get a cut rate on some land, some property. And he shared with me that DH Horton will be donating 6 acres to the school district if they succeed in picking up the rights to that whole project. That is huge for the district. They also have the financial wherewithal to be able to do all of the infrastructure as opposed to having to subcontract that out. If all of these things end up happening, we could be looking at options sooner rather than later with regards to expansion of the school district and possibly making some adjustments to our 10-year plan for construction, quite frankly. So I'm going to let Mr. Burton handle or come in and give you some more of the details up to the minute, but these were all things that happened Thursday night and Friday morning that he shared with me. So things could change quickly, but he said that DH Horton was very positive about the outlook, but warned him it would be going quickly, meaning they would start infrastructure as soon as the sale went through. So we'll get him rescheduled though.
Great, thank you for that update. Item B, bargaining update.
Yeah, and just real quick, I know the board is aware, we have completed tentative agreements with both KBEA and the KBSA, the teachers and the secretaries associations. We're going to get you the drafts of those documents. Felt it was a little bit much to send you 80-page and a 40-pager and have you read that along with everything else you have to read. So we'll get you that here in the next couple of days, both of those items, let you take a look at the drafts. They are ready to sign off though. So we will put them on the agenda for the 26th to go ahead and have those approved. It's really nice getting those done as early as we have because, you know, last year and in years past, we've gone October, November before finally getting approval on those documents. So we're very fortunate, I think, that we should be able to get those done before school even starts. Update with regards to the PSE, the the regional PSE representative Kendall Milbauer has resigned her position with PSE. She is going to work for our other association, the KBEA. So she's moving from PSE regional over to UniServe. So there is going to be a transition time. I spoke with Heather Beer today because it's oftentimes difficult to get negotiations going when you don't have your regional representative. However, we think that we're going to be able to pull this one off and hopefully get not a full bargain, but at least a 1-year bargain to tide us over until they get a new regional rep, and then we can move forward from there. So we'll hopefully have that. I don't know that we're going to be able to get you a finalized document for approval on the 26th, but sometime in September, regardless, we should have that finished.
Any comments or questions? All right, on to board comments. I just want to start and thank everyone for all the craziness we had with the last several meetings with travel, and several of us were out of town, and I know some of us were stuck in various localities. So I appreciate the flexibility and the rest of the board and all the staff in making the meetings happen and getting through what we needed to have happen, especially for the budget there. So I think it will be back.
I'm not going anywhere traveling again.
Make sure that gets in the notes.
At least by airplane.
At least by your.
All right, with that, we'll move into executive session pursuant to RCW 42.30.110, performance of a public employee for 60 minutes with no business to follow.
Thank you all.
That will
Thank you.
adjourn. Thank you all for.
Thanks, guys. Nice work, everybody.